The girl simply squatted down and touched her ear. That tiny move instantly triggered the killing instinct of a fugitive who had been on the run for 30 years. A gesture most people wouldn't even notice was, in his eyes, a deadly signal, because he suspected she was a police informant. What made it worse was the girl just happened to step into the same elevator as him. That only confirmed Richard's suspicions. Once inside the elevator, Richard quietly pulled out a knife, ready to deal with the problem. But the sudden appearance of another man threw his plan off completely. He claimed to be the girl's father. On the surface, he was scolding her, but discreetly removed the earpiece from her ear and handed her a pair of earrings, casually accusing her of being careless and losing her earrings, all to lower Richard's guard. Seeing the girl's bare ears, Richard finally put the knife away, but he still wasn't convinced. He had lived in that building for 20 years and had never seen this so-called father and daughter, so he made an excuse that he forgot something and went back down to the first floor. He didn't want to expose where he lived, but he wanted to personally see where this fake father and daughter were staying. Fortunately, the veteran cop was highly experienced. He sensed the eyes watching him from behind. He told the younger officer to pick up a package, using it as cover. Then, using a specialized tool, he quickly cracked open the door lock. At that point, they thought they had finally eased the killer's suspicions, but the way the package blocked the view was too deliberate, and the sharp-eyed killer noticed something was off. He was almost certain of their true identities, yet he didn't choose to run. Instead, he began brewing something far more terrifying. Richard was once a special forces soldier. After retiring, he lived off robbery and murder. For decades, he was never caught. At the same time, he adopted a group of children from an orphanage. On the surface, he appeared to be a kind and gentle father. He raised them using special forces-style training. In reality, he was turning them into tools for crime, using them to rob and steal for him. More than a decade later, the children grew up. They lived up to his expectations. Each of them excelled in their own way. Some were tech experts, some mastered disguise, some were skilled fighters, and some could even convincingly transform from a man into a woman, allowing them to escape police pursuit time and time again. As a result, they became top priority targets for the police. However, during this latest heist, Richard, who had stayed hidden for decades, finally made a fatal mistake. Because the kids he raised stopped obeying him, Raymond, the tech expert, accidentally discovered over $1 billion in cryptocurrency. Greed immediately took over. He ordered the others to disobey Richard's commands. They decided to take a huge risk and copy all the data before the police arrived. But Richard believed time had run out. He ordered an immediate retreat. Raymond stood his ground. Mike, who was copying the data, refused to stop. In the end, Richard's bad feeling came true. At the exact moment Mike finished the transfer, the police arrived on the scene. Cops and criminals came face to face. The police ordered a full lockdown. The kids scattered at lightning speed. No one could stop them. In just a few exchanges, they completely outmaneuvered the police. Even the police captain was beaten like a punching bag. Under Richard's remote command, the police could only watch helplessly as the criminals escaped from a 100-meter-high building. The criminals were thrilled, because the money would set them up for the rest of their lives. But Richard was furious. He lashed out at Raymond for nearly getting everyone killed. As he spoke, he started throwing punches. First, he was angry that they dared to disobey him. Second, they had broken the rules. By the rules, anyone exposed should be abandoned. Yet he had instinctively risked his life to save them. He realized that deep down, he had already started seeing them as family, and as his greatest weakness. Richard hoped his children could stay safe, and quietly live their lives as criminals. What he didn't know was that some of them were already planning to betray him, and rule on their own. Meanwhile, this operation put Richard on the police radar. A veteran cop named Chang Long secretly assembled a tracking team. After following multiple leads, they finally located Richard. Two officers posed as a father and daughter to get close to him, and took him down in one swift move. In the end, he was brought to trial, giving justice back to the victims and to society.